I just got a job offer. I have been unemployed since mid-March. It is now June, and I officially just got a job offer. I'm literally, as we speak, reading the benefits, reading about everything. This is insane. I've been vlogging every single day since I've been unemployed. I'm in the 70s digits now. I know there's others that are less digits, higher digits. We're all out here. It's honestly wild. This company is hybrid, which I have not been in office since COVID, and it's something that I'm wanting to kind of branch myself out and try something new. So I was looking for more hybrid roles. As an account manager role at a company that's about 30 minutes away, which is great, 3 times in office. Really flexible, really nice people. We'll see what's to come next. We will still keep vlogging. It's obviously going to be a different style as we're preparing to start a job really soon, like this month. Thank you all for joining me on my unemployed journey. And if you're on the journey, know it will be coming to an end, hopefully soon for you as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.
Do you see yourself in 5 years?
With a child.
Married, with a child. Hopefully nearing stay-at-home mom. Married, pregnant with my first child. Still
Married to my best friend.
I'm gonna have my first child. It's gonna be really little, like newborn.
Stay-at-home mom. Pregnant.
What happened? I googled everything. Wait, I can't go through college. I googled everything. This shit was wrong. Oh my god, I got C's. I really did. Oh my god.
Thousands of applications I've submitted within a 2-year time span and only getting one job offer for $300 a week. As someone with 2 college degrees, I think I'm finally figuring out what went wrong in terms of why I have not received offers. So this morning when I was about to take my kids to school, I saw this video on Facebook about this guy saying that he puts out ghost jobs for a company that fired him before, and he was doing it on a weekly, daily basis. I'm not sure exactly what he said, but he said he put out so many of these ghost jobs. Hold on, y'all. And he said that with the ghost jobs, he said that his company had him put out those ghost jobs to make the employees that were already at the company that he worked for work harder, but when indeed they were not hiring or anything for those specific jobs. So he said that they would do it all the time, and he said, have you guys ever filled out for application and you know what I'm saying, you know you qualify or you're overqualified, you don't ever hear a call back or whatever. And it just made me think, out of those 1,000 jobs that I applied for, I did get a handful of interviews. Out of thousands of jobs, I got a handful of interviews, y'all. And I was just thinking, like, when you call the when you call the job or send them an email and inquire and see if you can get an interview or any of that good stuff, and you just get the runaround or you get these generic responses and stuff like that, I'm wondering if half of those jobs were ghost jobs that I never had a chance at getting to begin with. And that really hurts my heart, y'all. I already made a video on the fact that this job market is horrible, and that's facts. It really is. And when I saw that video about the ghost jobs, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if that's the case. Also, what I think is going on as well is I feel that they are interviewing a whole bunch of people with the, like, in their head, they know that they really, how can I put this? Like, they know that they're really not going to hire people. Like, it's a job that I keep seeing on my Facebook literally weekly, and in the comments, people that work there says their turnover rate is horrible, and it's hard to get in. They really don't hire people. I'm wondering, are these companies putting out these jobs just really not willing to hire you? Like, even for the interviews that I went to that I felt like I did well in, where I passed the assessments, I drove hours away to and from to these interviews, and I was overqualified for. It makes me think, were those jobs that they really just were not going to hire me? Like, I stood no chance because maybe they ended up, hiring somebody within, or they ended up going with, word of mouth, like networking, like people that they already knew. Like, did they already have in their head that we're not really going to hire these people, we're just going to try to give them an interview or stuff like that? Like, how does that work, y'all, with these jobs? Like, hold on. Not only that, I generally have the experience. Like, seriously, I have the experience. My degree is in business. I've been a manager for several years. I've worked in retail for a whole bunch of years, a whole bunch of years. I've worked, you know what I'm saying? I had 3 jobs and I stayed there several years each job. My highest job that I stayed at was like 16 plus years. So I have the experience, y'all, but then it's just like, these degrees are freaking worthless. Just to call a thing. Like, when I went for business, y'all, I just needed a scapegoat of being depressed. So I chose business because I was fully motivated in like the entrepreneurial spirit. I thought I was going to be able to be a manager of a company or move up higher and higher. I thought that people are going to give me a chance, y'all. And when I say I'm a dedicated worker, I'm a dedicated worker. I've got bullied at jobs, still was like the top employee. I've got treated horribly at jobs, still worked to my full potential, actually more than I should. I worked harder than I should have worked at these jobs, and it means nothing. Not only that, y'all, I was almost at a company for the 20-year mark, to where they say, like, you know, for like in the future, like retirement and stuff and all this other stuff, all these other fancy words and things like that. I could have, you know, hit that mark and then would have been good, you know, in another 25 years and stuff like that for like retirement. And I couldn't last because the job was horrible, and I still was a hard worker, y'all. They made me feel like once I got my degree that they were going to work with me to become a manager and move up. And when I got the degree and told them about it and stuff like that, nothing. They were just like, oh, baby, bye. Like, we're not working with you about anything. And it's just like, that's BS. All of this you need experience crap is bull, because when you do have the experience, then it's a whole nother reason why they don't want to hire you. So I'm going to continue to be a full-time content creator and grocery shopper until something gives, y'all. I know it's something out there for me. I'm still trying to figure out what I am essentially good at, but you know what I'm saying? It might not be a job. 2 years, y'all, thousands of applications, 2 college degrees. Something's not right. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments.
I knew it was going to be expensive. Me going back to school might have been really, really bad. I've done 1 semester at George Mason so far. I took out $12,000 of loans to do 5 classes. I know summer classes are going to be way more expensive because they don't have the same amount of aid in the summer. So I'm like, great, now I can't make this go faster than I wanted it to. Basically, my first semester was a spring semester. I applied and I was really rushed to try to get away to school. I turned 25 and I needed to go. If I wasn't going then, I wasn't going at all. When I got the real number for how much it was going to cost to go to George Mason, I cried and told my dad, like, I'm going now or I'm not going ever. I was just going to have to be okay with how much loans I was taking out. It was more than I thought because I had misunderstood the tuition breakdown. What I had thought was for 2 years, a full year, was actually per semester. So that was not fun to find out. Right before I was about to go, I found out how much I was getting and how much I'd have to pay. I took out $12,000 of loans to pay for like probably $11,000 in tuition. Just tuition, by the way. I'm living at my aunt's for free. So there was however much tuition cost. I got a $5,000 grant from George Mason, an out-of-state grant. I got almost $4,000 of a Pell Grant and like $500 of something else, and that's it. The rest, so that's how much I had to pay. Whatever tuition cost minus that, that's what I had to pay. And then I got $12,000 of loans available. Not money, not grants, whatever, like money I owe back. I just found out this morning when I talked to financial aid that that loan amount is actually for the entire year and not per semester. I didn't know that because I was applying in spring, so everything was just applied in spring. I didn't know that this needed to be split between both fall and spring when I'm doing an entire year. I told my dad that this morning and I'm like, okay, great, whatever. Now there's going to be like $5,000 in the fall that I can't afford because I won't even have the loans available, and I do not want to take out private loans. And so I thought about that and I was like, you know what, it's probably better that way. Like, this is an estimate, but I'll figure out how to pay what I owe in the fall, and then I'll have less loans that will be like hanging over my head, even though it'll be harder in the fall and in the spring when that money is due. I was looking into it more, And the $5,000 grant is also for an entire year. $5,000 in the spring because I was only doing half of the year in spring. But now I'm gonna have to split that $5,000 between fall and spring. So that's over $2,000 more that it's going to cost me. Am I wrong to think that the $5,000 would be every semester because I got it all in spring? I just feel like this was a bad idea. I didn't want to stay in New Jersey because I really needed to go somewhere else. I really wanted to be close to DC and like move out and do something for the first time. If I had started school in New Jersey, I'd be stuck there. Oh, it's so expensive. And this is what I would always say when people would ask me if I was going to go back to school. I'd always say that I was going to wait until I'm 24 and then I can file as an independent and, you know, get way more money. And I guess technically I did, but not even. To take me 2.5 years. Not all my credits transferred. I can't do it faster because of the summer classes. I can't even think about how much it's going to cost me to finish a bachelor's. I have an associate's. I can't afford this. And who knows what's going to happen with his administration. There's literally warnings on FAFSA. Watch for court rulings and stuff. Don't want to come out of school with $50,000, $60,000 in debt after going to school for 2 years, not even for any living expenses, any transportation, any food. I was hoping to one day within the 2.5 years that I'll be here to move out my own place because I'll be 27. How am I supposed to be full-time, completely full-time in school, still not have my bachelor's yet, and be making enough money to pay for this stuff and live somewhere? What's the solution here? Like, I want to finish it. I want the degree, but it's so fucking expensive. I don't know. Somebody tell me what to do. I also don't want to spread it out and take a couple classes at a time and maybe not be full-time because I need the degree. I need the bachelor's to be a teacher. It'll just be delaying a career. So I guess if there's any scholarships you can think of, let me know.
So nobody's hiring for summer jobs in 2025, and this is why. They are down 22%, and it's not just the economy. It's the little alien we all love to hate, AI. But AI is not taking your job. It's actually creating a lot more jobs. Data analysts, prompt writers, AI assistants. You don't need a degree to know AI. You just need the right tools. Thoroughly get to know our friend, ChatGPT. Learn maybe Power BI. Canva AI is also another tool. Even one small project learning these tools could get you noticed. The jobs are not gone. They're just changing.
Y'all keep telling homeless people to get a job. Shit, I know people with homes, cars, and resources who can't get a job. Leave them people alone.
This might be super random, but I feel like there's someone who has to hear this. I was in the car driving and I was thinking about how, like, where I was a year ago today and how all of you people who just graduated college, like, I'm sure there are so many of you who still don't have a job lined up, which is so totally fine. And that's exactly what I came on here to say. Like, if you don't have anything lined up, but obviously you're super overwhelmed by all of your friends posting on LinkedIn, having jobs, and your family members interrogating you about what you're going to do after college, like, just hang in there. I promise the right thing is going to come as long as you just keep working hard at finding a job. Like, it took me a couple months, but I'm so happy I didn't settle for a job I didn't want. Like, I'm so happy that I have the job I have today. So just keep grinding and it will all work out, and take advantage of the time you have off because you're going to be working every day for the rest of your life.
So a little bit of advice for anybody else out there in the job market right now. I'm leaving an interview at this place. It's a casino here in my hometown. And I walked out as soon as I saw that it was a group interview. And let me tell you why. You never ever want to work at a place that does group interviews. Believe me, I have worked in places that do group interviews. I have interviewed multiple times with places that do group interviews. If you're being treated like cattle before you're even working there, before you're even hired, you don't want to work there. And I'm telling you this as somebody who's, I've interviewed a lot. I've had a lot of different jobs, mostly because I'd rather struggle in life. I'd rather struggle a little bit than ever settle for being disrespected or being unhappy or having a job that doesn't make me feel fulfilled or being treated like a number. And I can't even tell you how fast I walked out. I walked into that room. Let me paint the picture, actually, first of all. It's a huge exhibit hall, and it's cut in half. One side is like 20 chairs and a table, and the other side is 20 chairs and a table, but they're facing opposite directions. So one side's facing this wall, one side's facing the other wall. And they just have everyone sitting there, and they're asking you questions. They're asking you interview questions. And you have to answer in front of 20 other people that are sitting immediately around you, and 20 other people that are sitting 30 feet behind you.
I just left from yet another job interview. And let me just say this. I don't want to tell nobody else about myself. So tell me about yourself. So tell me about your experience. Tell me about your work experience. Read my fucking resume. Do you want to hire me or not? God damn. Tired of this shit.
Just rage together for a minute because I've got something I want to talk about. So obviously I'm out of school now and I really want a job. I have applied for 13 jobs today and I've got turned down by all of them because I'm rather too young, they don't have any, or I haven't got experience. What I mean by too young is because they're trying to ask me if I have a car at my age. Yeah, no. My problem is that I need money. Let's just say that. And I physically can't get a job because all the time, every job I apply for, I never get it. Literally for like reasons like I'm too young, I haven't got experience, stuff like that. But how are people my age supposed to get a job if they're saying stuff like this? And God knows when I'm actually going to be able to get a job because I applied for 13 today. 13 literally just today, and I have applied for more beforehand and I also got turned down by them.
So am I the only one that got laid off maybe 2 months ago and thought that they were going to be the exception because you've been applying to jobs all day, all night and thought you were going to get a job real quick, but you're almost on month 3 and you still haven't heard anything. So like one day you're like, it's okay, the right job is going to come at the right time. And then the next day it's like, damn, nobody wants you. Like, are you a failure? I says, did you even do a good job? And the next moment it's like, it's okay because this is the time that you put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? This is the time that you go after everything that you say you wanted to go after, like being a content creator, for instance, because you're on like day 35 or something like that. But then at the same time, you then realize like, wait a minute. No money, no job, still sitting here feeling to be a big TikTok creator. How do I keep going? How do I keep pushing through? Help me.
So y'all, I just got laid off today and I was shocked, but I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all because I actually been praying about what I should do because I have a lot of aspirations and goals. But you know, it's hard to step out there on faith and leave guaranteed consistent money. But here we are. Here we are. I ain't got no choice but to do it. So you know, I'm definitely looking forward to what life has for me. Thankfully I did save a little money, so you know, I'll be good there for a while. And before, you know, hopefully I'll be monetized on TikTok or something. You know, I think at first I was very conflicted because how am I happy and sad at the same time? You know, I mean, I think I'm more so sad about leaving my colleagues than losing my job, but it all works out. You know, sometimes God pushes you and gives you stuff sooner than you expected. And it's so crazy because anybody who knows my aspirations, when I called them and told them I got laid off, they told me congratulations. Because they know that my job has kind of been a hindrance and has been limiting me from pouring 100% into the other things that I want to do and that I'm capable of doing for myself. So, even though I just got laid off today, I'm finna go have a celebratory dinner with my best friend. Hey, because good things are coming. I'm claiming it now. Amen. Okay, anyway, y'all have a good day.
If you've ever been laid off, then you know this feeling all too well. I was in the middle of my workout this morning and, what baby? And I saw that my boss had called me on Teams. So we left my workout, called her back, and I just got laid off. So there's that. But they want me to fucking work until June 27th. And then get laid off. They want me to help transition my responsibilities, because, but remain positive at the same time. Like, so, we're gonna, a great start to my summer, and now I gotta find a fucking job. Happy Friday.
Hey, internet besties. I just got fired for the first time ever. Really fired, I got laid off. This is my first time ever being laid off. I worked at a e-commerce / white labeling apparel company. I do not want to say what company it was because it's a small business and they don't deserve any hate. This was just like really unfortunate, and a lot of bad things happen all at once, plus the tariffs, plus the economy, so just things were not in the business's favor, and there's nothing I could have done to have like made the company be more successful. I'm also just one person. At the end, I was a team of one for like a solid month. I'm not super sure where I'm gonna go now. I already have been interviewing and applying to new places, and I'm hoping that they will lead somewhere, hopefully somewhere good, but that's also still really up in the air for me. I should know something more by the end of next week, hopefully. I'm a graphic designer, so it's definitely a hard field to break into and to be in, and it's full of a lot of heartbreak. If you really like my videos and you like my thrifting stuff, I'm super sorry. I won't be posting a lot of thrift content for the foreseeable couple of months until I can get a new job, maybe here and there, especially if my lovely boyfriend wants to treat me to a thrift trip. But I'll probably be posting some videos about things I already like. I don't know, I'm not an influencer, so there's not a point in me posting videos. I just do it for fun, and I hope that you guys think it's fun. My 11 followers now? Oh, I think it's more. But yeah, love you guys. I hope you're having a really beautiful, wonderful day. It's a very nice day here in Dallas. Besides what just happened, the weather is beautiful, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video, which will probably be me cleaning out my desk at my job, because I think it'll be a little funny to take y'all with me.
Happy Friday. I just got laid off. Yeah, they're downsizing. They got a budget cut. Shout out to the government. Shout out Trump. I contract for the government. Well, I guess I still do for like 2 more weeks. But yeah, now I'm kind of having like a midlife crisis because I don't really know what to do now. I mean, maybe this is a good thing because one of my New Year's resolution was actually to kind of like figure out what I want to do career-wise and to leave my job behind, actually. But also I wanted to do it on my terms. But maybe this is like the push I needed because I didn't like my job and I kind of want to switch out of that industry altogether. But now I'm like, should I take a break and go travel the world? I love to travel. Or like, should I be responsible and like work on my resume and, you know, start job hunting and that whole application process, which sounds awful. But I also live in New York City. It's not cheap, but I also love it here so much. And I don't know if I'm ready to give that up. And I mean, it sounds kind of crazy to say and like go travel the world, but I just have such FOMO leaving the city too. So leaving for like an extended period of time, like sounds kind of scary, but also like very exciting. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. Someone tell me what to do.
I want to know why entry-level jobs are paying $16, $17 an hour, but requiring a bachelor's degree in 2024. We're not in the early 90s. We're not in the early 2000s. In 2024, where most people are paying $1,200 on up. Gas prices are almost $4 a gallon. Food prices are ridiculous. Entry-level jobs for a bachelor's degree. You went to school 4+ years or whatever, $16 an hour. That should be a crime. Criminal. I can walk into McDonald's right now and make $16 an hour. There's no reason for a college-educated person to be making $16 an hour.
Like, I don't care how people try to convince me or whatever their feelings are about that, because I know people are going to say, well, it's an entry level job and you have to work and prove yourself in the company. You can always move up. Or, oh, here's my favorite. They're going to say you have to choose, the right major, which I agree with. Go to school for something that's actually going to make money, but still, somebody that's going to school to be a teacher should not come out and be making $16 an hour. Somebody who has a psychology degree, should not come out and be making 16 an hour. Like, it's just, you're not going to convince me that that's okay on any level.
I'm literally having like a midlife crisis. Like, all these jobs out here are paying $23, $24, $25 an hour, and I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but like, that's just not enough money. Like, I cannot survive. I cannot live. I have kids. Like, I cannot use $23, $24, $25 an hour and make a living. Okay? Like, it's not enough money. It's simply not enough money. It's just not. And it's like, did I go back to school and get a bachelor's degree for what? What did I get a bachelor's degree for? To make $23, $24, $25 an hour? For what?
So I never thought I would be the person to think this way, but I honestly believe that in 2025 and on, college is a scam. I don't believe, unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or something like that, that you should need to go to college. I feel like it is basically just a status symbol for most parents to say like their kid is going to like a prestigious college or college in general. It's overpriced. Like 75% of students don't work in the field that they got their degree in. I also feel like many of the professors have a very outdated mentality, and that's how they teach. I also feel like working in a trade, such as like plumbing, electrician, contract work, contractors, people who have like a skill or a trade, they don't need to go to college. Like, you can learn how to do that on your own. I also feel like the tuition is out of control. It's like average college is $50,000 a year, and then you're left with, most people, an astronomical amount of student debt that takes years and years and years and years to pay off. And most of the time, you don't even get a job right out of college. And I feel like people who are my age were like indoctrinated into thinking that if we got a college degree, we got a bachelor's degree, we would be set for life. That is so not true. And now I'm thinking, like, for my daughter, unless she wants to be like a doctor or a lawyer, she doesn't need to go to college. It's not a prerequisite for her. And another thing, I think the whole college structure is, like how I said it was status, it's also been like glamorized for making friends, being in sororities, meeting people, networking, moving away, going to being in a new place, becoming on your own. So you're basically like paying for the lifestyle, not the education. And it's very sad because I loved college. I had a great experience. Luckily, I never had any college debt. I loved my school, but it was like for like the status of going to a private university, for meeting a bunch of new people and being in a different city and state. And that was like the main reason why I loved it. Like, yeah, did I learn some stuff? Yeah. And do I use it in my everyday life? No. But they say, like, if you get this degree, you get this piece of paper, you can get a job that pays like $100,000 a year right out of school. And that's not happening, especially right now. So don't go to college unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Okay, bye.
Just want to talk. I just want to chat with whoever decided to normalize sending your kids to college at the age of 18. Not even 18, 17 is when you had to figure out what school you wanted to go to and what program you wanted to get into. When I was 17 years old, I was working 5 days a week at $7.25 an hour, bringing home $250 bi-weekly. I thought I ruled the fucking world. Do you think I had any concept of what spending $50,000 a year for the next 4 years would look like? Because now a lot of my classmates are 20, 21 years old, over 6 figures in debt, and we still don't know what the fuck we want to do with our lives. Does some of it have to do with the fact that COVID happened and the first years of our college experience weren't real? Maybe, but 90% of it is because we were fucking 18. When we were in high school, all they told us was, you want to be successful? Go to medical school. Go to law school. Enter corporate America. Those are your options. They didn't tell us shit about trades. They didn't tell us shit about starting your own business. They didn't give us any options for alternate ways of making a living, because now, even if I get a doctorate degree, even if I go to medical school and become a physician, I'm still not going to make as much money as my dad, who started a trade at the age of 18. I'm not saying college itself is a scam, but like maybe the fact that we're pushing kids to spend $50K a year plus when our frontal cortexes aren't even developed, that might be a little tricky. And don't sit there and tell me yours fucking was, because it wasn't.
I'm sure we all know this if you're looking for a job and how dehumanizing the job market is, but like, it's kind of insane, like maybe borderline insane. I've been graduated from college for 2 years now. I graduated August 2022, right? And like, I have been on and off trying to find a job. Like, I found this one corporate job and it was like basically selling advertisements through a phone in a call center, like a scam ass job, okay? That's as corporate as I was able to get. And so I like, you know, I'm working my part-time jobs here and there, but it's just not cutting it. And it's like, obviously a corporate job at this point probably wouldn't even be cutting it because the salaries are so low and the expectations are so high. Okay. And so it's just like, yes, you apply to hundreds of jobs a week. Hundreds. You barely hear back from anything. If you do hear back, they're probably rejections. If you do go through with interviews, it's like 4 or 5 rounds for an entry-level position, which just doesn't make fucking sense to me, but okay. Like, I literally was interviewing with this one company and it was an entry-level position. And like, through the interview, I was like, okay, so like, is there a reason like I wouldn't go forward? You know, blah, 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 whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, like if someone had more experience. Okay, I'm just like over it, done.
I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I have to say, honestly, I'm not going to encourage my kids to go to college. Are you? I just don't think it's worth it. I went to college for 6 years. I'm a pharmacist, so like technically for me, I guess on paper it was worth it because I have a good paying job, but I also have a lot of student loan debt that I'm still paying off. And I was lucky. My education cost $250,000. And my parents were able to pay for like half of that. So I got really lucky. When I graduated, I had like $125,000 in student loans that I had to pay back. I have classmates who had to put the entire education on loans. I can't even fathom how they're doing, honestly. I remember when I got my first student loan check or student loan bill in the mail. I had been out of pharmacy school like 6 months or something, I think is when it started. It was $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month just for student loans. I still needed a place to live and a car to drive and food to eat, right? So I ended up financing it for like a longer term. I think that was like a 10 or 20 year repayment. I don't know what it was, but I ended up lengthening the term to get the payments down so I could actually afford to live. And I'm still paying them off. And I've been out of pharmacy school for 13 years. And I'm stuck. I'm working a job that honestly, most days I loathe. I feel like I've sold myself to the devil every day at work. I don't really agree with a lot of the policies. I don't agree with a lot of modern medicine. A lot of the medications that people are coming in and taking, God, it's poison. It's poison. You're being kept sick to buy the prescriptions to make the money for the big companies, and it's horseshit. Don't get me started. But I'm working in a profession that I largely disagree with, but I can't afford to work anywhere else because I have to make pharmacist money to afford to pay back my student loans while still affording to live. So yeah, I'm not going to encourage my kids to go to college. Honestly, if they have a specific career path that involves a college degree, like, and they're determined, and that's one thing. Like nursing, you need a college degree to become a nurse. Whatever, like basically the medical field. If you want to work in the medical field, obviously you need a college degree, and you know you're going to get a job. It's a pretty much guaranteed job placement if you have a medical degree. But you aren't getting the art history degree. You're not going to get some, like my ex-husband has a political science degree, but he never did anything with it. If it's different if you want to like go into a specific field and you've got this plan but most people are just going to college because you're expected to go to college, and then you have to pay back those loans. You're working a retail job now, paying back student loans, and for what? so you got to party for 4 years at college and have the college experience. It's not worth it. I would sooner, 100%, I would sooner encourage my kids to go into a trade school, become an electrician or a plumber. You'll make so much more money doing that than even being like a teacher, for crying out loud. College largely is a scam. I feel like most of what our society has set up for us is a scam. Honestly, I'm getting more and more cynical by the day. But I'm now stuck working a job I pretty much hate because, like, they got me. I owe too much. I got to keep doing it. There's no other job where I could make enough to live and still pay back my student loans. But when you're 17, 18, whatever, you see the dollar sign of what you're going to make. Like, as a pharmacist, yeah, you make good money. But shit, that college is expensive. And I got lucky. I did it in 6 years. Because it's a doctorate program. You have to get your doctorate to be a pharmacist. And I was lucky. I was in a program where as long as I kept my grades up, I could do it in 6 years. But there were a lot of pharmacists who went to school for 8 years. I can't even imagine what those student loans look like. So anyway, I'm just saying college is overrated and I'm not sending my kids unless they absolutely want to go. How about you?
Hey everybody. Today I was laid off after being with the same company for almost 20 years. It was really my first job out of high school. It's all I've ever known. And I worked my way up into the company. I've been very loyal, and today I was laid off and I'm absolutely devastated. And I've got this little shop on here, Addison May Designs, and I'm just hoping with this video, if you see it, if you could please give my little shop a follow, give us a share, a like, anything, maybe just a little engagement, just to say hi, just to help my little shop get more exposure. I've been in the same company for a long time, and my husband's a stay-at-home dad, so this is really, really gonna hurt us.
The thing is, I've applied for over 100 jobs, and I've only gotten one message, and that's from an AI person. Like, how is that even possible? I've applied for over 100 jobs, and it's a fake spam, bot chat, whatever the hell. Ugh, that's impossible. I don't understand.
It's gotten to the point where
being unemployed sucks because it's just so much uncertainty with like everything, and I'm trying not to like cry every day about it. But bright side is I could go on walks at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and not have to answer to nobody.
So I've been a little bit of a sad girl these last couple days. I have worked for Lululemon for almost 10 years. Last week or a few days ago, we got an email sent to everybody saying 150 people are going to leave today. Maybe 15 minutes after that email went out, I get a meeting invite from HR. And just like that, I have been terminated from my almost 10-year corporate job.
Many students told me today the job market is tough right now, bringing with it some stress about what happens after they turn the tassel.
It gets annoying, but I need to make money. I need a job.
Jamison Marshall began applying to jobs in the fall. He sent out at least 60 applications to only hear back from a handful. He started a new tactic on his job hunt.
They're not going to see just a resume online. Call them. Like, let them remember some sort of something. Once you like start doing it, like you call somewhere, they're not going to be like mean to you.
And the job hunt is still on for Gianna Ronaldo too. She's only heard back from 3 jobs out of the more than 70 applications she sent in.
I took some steps and I paid someone to go over my resume and redo it. I'm hoping that helped. It's definitely just I don't have the experience needed even with all the internships.
So if you feel like something weird is going on with the job market, you're definitely right, and I'm gonna give you guys some proof. So everyone kept telling me that I need to start applying for jobs on LinkedIn. They kept saying LinkedIn's the way to go. In addition to applying on the company's website, you gotta apply on LinkedIn. I got a LinkedIn account in March of this year. We are now in June, and I decided to just take a look-see back on what I've done. Because mind you, I've been applying like every day I come home, I'll apply for like a few jobs here and there. I just wanted to see how much I've been doing. Mind you, I haven't gotten any callback. I haven't gotten anything. All I got is like we received your application denied. Like nothing. I have not gotten one single phone call, right? And I just wanted to know like how many jobs have I applied for since March of 2025 to now? I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I'm covering the names because I don't want to get in trouble. I have saved 97 jobs, in progress 281. I've applied for 3,000 jobs since March and I still have not gotten a call back.
So y'all want to talk about how finding a job is a full-time job, but most of y'all don't want to spend full-time job hours looking for a job. And that's part of the reason you're struggling right now. It takes 4 to 6 hours, if not more, each day of applying, researching, following up, making contact, looking for contact information, doing all the things that you would do actually if you were a salesperson, building a pipeline. So you can't say in one breath that it's a full-time job and then sit there and not put full-time job hours into it. And that's a big reason why it's taken 6, 9, 12, 18 months for some of you guys to get hired.
So, I find myself unemployed for the first time in my entire life. I've never been fired. I was let go on Thursday. The dealership and I had a difference of opinions on the culture and what we were trying to accomplish, and they thought my ideas and the fact that I wanted to be progressive and productive, was overstepping, or maybe I flew too close to the sun, in a sense. And yeah, we parted ways. So I am now in the job market. I have a decade of experience. I might stay in the car business more than likely. Just find a different role, different dealership, that kind of thing. But yeah, any advice would help. So let me know what you got. I think it would be very helpful to get advice from other people.
So I'm here to ramble. I just graduated UC Berkeley. I had a 3.8 GPA. I was an econ major and I can't find a job. It's kind of disheartening, like I went into student debt, student loans, and I got good grades, 3.8. It's like, who's hiring right now? How am I supposed to get a job? I'm doing fine, kinda-ish. I was working on campus, made a couple thousand this year working there. I got this app called Claim. You can make money doing class action lawsuit stuff. Where I made $5K in the last 2 months, which is pretty crazy. I almost became a barista. That's how bad it was, or how bad it is. So, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out if anyone has any ideas on how to get a job right now.
All right, I am a senior at Cornell. I've applied to over 300 jobs. Who has a job right now? It kind of sucks because the school is expensive. I'm an econ major. I have a 3.7 GPA, and I can't get a full-time job. I'm doing fine. I've been working on campus, so I made 10K so far doing that. Made 8K on Claim, just doing class action settlements. That's been passive, so that's nice. I recommend using that. I don't know what I'm gonna do for a full-time job, so let me know. What do I do?
So I graduate college next week. I just wrapped up my time here at Yale, but I basically am not able to get a job. I've probably applied to 300 different jobs using the Google job board, Indeed, and whatnot. So if anyone has any recommendations, let me know. But I've used SideShift app to get a couple side hustles. That's been really good. But I really need a full-time job. So if anyone has a recommendation for me, let me know. So I'm about to graduate college with no job. I have applied to over 300-ish so jobs at this point, heard back from nothing. I studied marketing and computer science during my time at university. I've gotten a handful of side hustles and, made some extra cash off the SideShift app. But as I kind of transition more into, the real world and whatnot, I'm obviously looking for a full-time job. So I've tried the Google job board. I've tried all these different things, have dropped off resumes in person, but have just been, really unsuccessful. So if anyone has any connects or I don't really know how to go about getting a job, please let me know.
I graduated from NYU with a degree in math and computer science, and I cannot find a job. And I just want to come on here and ask for any advice. What, if you do have a degree in math or computer science or both like myself, what are you doing now? And how did you get into it? A little bit of background about myself. Both my parents are doctors, so I have no way to rely on my parents to get me a job, like most people in this industry. So I don't know, like I've tried networking with people. I've tried networking with my friends. My friends are very like snake-like, like they don't want to give me a referral. They don't want to help me out in any way, shape or form. I don't know. That's just what the engineering crew is like. But I feel like it's just so difficult to get a job. I do leak code every single day. I apply to 50 jobs a week. I have a tracker and I've been trying like my very, very bestest. And like I'm applying to master's school right now, but I just feel like I don't know if a master's is even like worth it. If I'll be honest, I've tried to apply to jobs with like pretending I have a master's, pretending I have all these certifications, and even then I don't get any interviews. So, I mean, with my current background, with just a bachelor's degree, it's like I graduate next semester, so I'm desperately looking for advice. And if you are in the New York area, can I take you out for a cup of coffee or something? Like, I am also looking to network and get advice. I don't want a referral. If you can provide one after you meet me, sure, why not? But I genuinely just want some advice because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like I'm trying my bestest. I'm studying so hard. I retained all the information I did in school. I have projects. I did briefly drop out of school, like took a leave of absence and started a multi-million-dollar business. And now I'm back and I do want to continue pursuing engineering, and I really don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know. Tell me, guys.
I'm a senior at Cornell. I've applied to like 250 jobs. Who has a job right now? It sucks because like obviously school and life are really expensive. And like I'm an engineering major. I have a 3.8 GPA. I'm not dumb or a bad student by any means. I just can't land a job. And like I'm doing fine financially. I work on campus. I work at the gym a little bit. And I also do a little side hustle where I claim class action lawsuits that don't require any proof. So like I use apps like Claim that tell you if a lawsuit needs proof. So I know, and I'll just like, when I get a notification about a new one, or I usually just scroll through the app and look for the ones without proof of purchase. And I apply to those, and I've been able to make like a couple hundred to sometimes even $1,000 a month off this. So like with that and the school job, it kind of holds me through, but like I'm pretty much graduated. Like I need to find a job. So if anybody has any advice for me on